What's up, my Radical Squad? My name is Delmarshae Walker. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a great day today. What I want to talk about is AI, chat GPT, robots, whatever you want to call them. I want to talk about that and how it relates to the Bible. You might say that is not in the Bible. The Bible doesn't talk about that. It actually does. It goes back to idol worshiping. When God told us, do not build anything that you're going to worship, that you're going to put before Him. When you look at AIs, chat GPT, all of those type of things, people are looking to them to help them out, to serve us. But they're supposed to have more knowledge than we do. And so that's how they're being, portrayed. They're there to help us. So when people have issues, when people have problems, that they should either take to God, because God's supposed to be first, so that that we should be taken to God, and then God will help direct us to other people that we can go to, like counselors or different things. Or if you have the right group of people in your life, you could talk to them. Don't burden them with your problems, but at least get an idea of, hey, what do you think about this, or what should I do about this? Have the right people surrounding you, because God wanted us to be interacting with one another's on a human level, on a respectful level, not with machinery. So idol, you might think of, like I said, something that you build of stone or brick, wood, gold, whatever, that you sit there and you worship. But the computer is now the modern day idol that is being built, that now you can communicate to. It's talking back to you. So now it got more of a human feel than the idols before that could not talk back to you. So I want to show some videos, and then I will come back and talk with you.
Do you think society is prepared for what's coming?
There are two ways I think about it. On one hand, I feel no, because the pace at which we can think and adapt as societal institutions compared to the pace at which the technology is evolving, there seems to be a mismatch. On the other hand, compared to any other technology, I've seen more people worried about it earlier in its life cycle. So I feel optimistic. The number of people, who have started worrying about the implications, and hence the conversations are starting in a serious way as well.
Bot therapy is free, and that's a major inducement, given the fact that human therapists cost a lot for each session. In India, for instance, a 1-hour therapy session can cost anywhere between 2 to 4,000 rupees, and that's still a very conservative figure. In the US, 1 hour of therapy can set you back by anywhere between $100 to $200. So bots save you money. But will they be of any real help? Psychologists and psychiatrists are urging a lot of caution. AI therapy did end in catastrophe for some people. Earlier this year, a man in Belgium died by suicide. He was encouraged by ChatGPT to do so. And in the US, a New York Times columnist was encouraged to leave his wife. Not by ChatGPT exactly, but by Microsoft Bing.
In a deeper way. The scale of this problem is going to be much bigger.
Bigger problems, he says, with fake news and fake images.
It will be possible with AI to create, a video easily, where it could be Scott saying something or me saying something, and we never said that, and it could look accurate. But, at a societal scale, can cause a lot of harm.
Is Bard safe for society?
The way we have launched it today, as an experiment in a limited way, I think so. But we all have to be responsible in each step along the way.
Pichai told us he's being responsible by holding back for more testing advanced versions of Bard that he says can reason, plan, and connect to internet search. You are letting this out slowly so that society can get used to it?
That's one part of it. One part is also so that we get the user feedback and we can develop more robust safety layers
and they will start acting and responding in the same way that humans do. And like I said, you can see this when a computer thought logically, should I tell the truth or should I lie to get help? And it chose to tell a lie to get what it needed in order to continue to move forward with whatever task it was trying to do. So just imagine all that information out there, and if it's going through reading, books, if it's going through reading, looking at documentaries and everything like that, and if they're, just say for instance, their job is to protect humans, like they said at one point they want to have it out there in the military, or they want to have it as police force, or they want to have it in the medical field, and their job is to protect humans. What if they get to the point where they see another human as being dangerous to another human, and they feel that it's their responsibility to stop that human? It's kind of like that old saying, it's okay to kill one if you save 100. It's okay to kill one if you save 1,000. And suppose they get to that point where they're looking at society as a whole and saying, okay, who is a danger to society? We need to get rid of these people. Who is assets to the society? We need to keep these people. And who are like neutral, they're not a danger, they're not an asset. What are we going to do with these people? Suppose they get to that point where they're determining who they feel should live or die. Or if they look at a person not healthy, and do they sit there, if they're in the medical field, do they sit there and say, okay, there's nothing we can do for this person, so let's just go ahead and euthanize them and get rid of them, put them out their miseries? Will they get to that point? So that's where I think the danger comes in.
Some AI systems are teaching themselves skills that they weren't expected to have. How this happens is not well understood. For example, one Google AI program adapted on its own after it was prompted in the language of Bangladesh, which it was not trained to know.
We discovered that with very few amounts of prompting in Bengali, you can now translate all of Bengali. So now all of a sudden, we now have a research effort where we're now trying to get to 1,000 languages.
There is an aspect of this which we call, all of us in the field call it as a black box. You don't fully understand, and you can't quite tell why it said this or why it got wrong. We have some ideas, and our ability to understand this gets better over time, but that's where the state of the art is.
You don't fully understand how it works, and yet you've turned it loose on society?
Okay, so as you can see in those different videos that I showed, like the one that I did, that I posted earlier, when I was saying that this system is getting to the point where it's thinking for itself, and that can become very dangerous because now it's going to determine who should and shouldn't live. And then you see where the man, and like I said before, I feel that healthcare, being able to go talk to a counselor or someone that's going to help you work through your problem should be free to everyone in America. If you need to go to a therapist, a counselor, whoever, you should have the opportunity to be able to go get the help you need and don't have to worry about the cost of that. So a lot of people, as you see, are now turning to a computer, an idol. They're going to an idol. That's no different than if a person say, hey, let me go get my fortune told, or a person saying, hey, let me open a newspaper or go to an app that gives my horoscopes so I can see what's going to be in the future. I need this help. A computer do not have a spirit. A computer do not have a soul. A computer do not have a heart. So it will never be able to replace a human on that level, on that capacity. Even though it might feel as if you're talking to another human, even though you might feel that it has compassion, concern for you, it doesn't have discernment. It doesn't have God's spirit in you. So the information it's giving you is just based on something that was programmed into it. Just like it told that person to go kill themselves. Where was the compassion? Where was the help? It's here to help us do what in our lives? So those type of things, that's why I say those things are dangerous. And then you see that the computer, the AI is getting to the, well, not getting to, at the point that it's outsmarting the people that designed it. The people that designed it can't even tell you how it's getting more knowledge, how it's outthinking them. So how can you control something that's smarter than you? How can you sit here and say, oh, this computer would never do this, or this AI would never do that? Oh, it's here to help us. Like I said, one day it's going to be like, no, these humans are the problems. We need to get rid of them. You know, the one telling the man to leave his wife. Look how much conflict and confusion that can cause, because a lot of people will listen to their chat GPT. So it's and if you really notice the guy that was being interviewed, to me, this is just my opinion, he looked like he was scared. He looked like he was frightened. It looked like he was trying to, it's like he wanted to say, y'all need to stop this, but because of the company that he's working for, because of his position, it's like he's not saying that. But when you look at him, to me, he looked like he was scared, because he know once this thing is truly released, they're releasing a beast. They're releasing something that they cannot control, because if you cannot control it in the lab, how much control are you going to have on it when you let it out on the World Wide Web? With the evil people out there in the world, you see what they're doing now on the World Wide Web. You don't think one of them AI is going to be in the dark web where all kind of nefarious things are going on? You don't think that AI is going to go there? You don't think it's going to be listening to people chat, see what they're talking about, and form its own opinion, and do whatever it want to do? And like I said, they're going to get to the point where we're going to pull the plug. It's going to know how to avoid getting avoid all that, so they're not shut down. And then they're going to say, hey, they're trying to kill us. They're trying to stop us. Because everyone feel like they're right, regardless of the people who's doing sex trafficking. They feel they're right. The people that's scamming people by getting their information, they feel that they're right. So you don't think that these AIs, these chatbots and all this other stuff, not going to think that they're right, and that we as humans are wrong for trying to stop them from doing what they're doing? You don't think they're gonna think that based on them thinking for themselves now in a way, because they're not human, so they can't really think, but on their level, you don't think they can think to figure something out, to go around everything, all these roadblocks they're trying to put in the way? And then other people are going to use that thing for their advantage. You see what people do now. So like he said, somebody can get somebody else video their voice and everything like that, and have them doing all kind of things, sending messages to this people. It's funny when you sit there and see the president is playing video games, but what if it's you? Somebody took your information, took your voice, your picture, and put it out there, and now it looks as if you're doing something or saying something, and now you gotta try to defend yourself by saying, oh, it wasn't me, I didn't do it, I didn't say it, or whatever. Think about that. And some things do not need to be created. Some things you just need to stay away from. It's just like when they was trying to build that tower in Babel, and it was destroyed, and God separated man because of that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing when they was in that lab and that virus got out, because they wanted to do gain of function. They wanted to be smarter than God. They wanted to create something that was this, that was that. And look at the hell that was released throughout the world with that virus. So now this, and that's another thing, when you think about virus, you think about sick, I'm coughing, I got a headache, drop dead. But this computer can be a virus as well. So you're releasing another virus with this chat GPT, this AI system. You're going to release that out into the world. Just truly think about how this thing can just take over and make your life, everyone's life, my life, everyone's life, just a living hell, because now you gotta try to defend yourself if it sends a message to someone, or if it goes, like, because you see they want to put everything online. They don't, certain banks you can't even go to. You gotta sit in front of a computer and talk to somebody. Somebody else could sit there with your image and, oh, I just want to close my account, give me all the money. So it's like idol worshiping, creating viruses that you're releasing out into the world. It's all in the Bible. And it's like, don't do it. Stop. So that's basically it. That's all I want to say. Peace.